The sky wasn't supposed to bleed. But above the dead earth, red clouds twisted like something alive. Giant alien ships hovered silently, watching a world they believed was finished. The cities below were broken. Oceans boiled in some places. No humans moved. Not even birds flew. The Kael'tari commander, Vurax, stood on the highest deck of his warship, satisfied. "Earth is done," he said. "No more resistance." His officers nodded, but one of them looked up, confused. The clouds were shifting, not with wind but with shape. A slow swirl began over Asia. Lights flickered inside it, blue, bright, and human-shaped. Vurax frowned. "What is that?" Scanners showed nothing. No heat, no energy, nothing alive. But then the voice came, from every speaker, from deep inside their minds. "You should not have stayed." The Kael'tari froze, and then the storm smiled. A massive human face formed in the clouds. It wasn't angry. It wasn't afraid. It was waiting. Earth wasn't gone. Something worse than humans had survived. Something human, but no longer bound to the ground. The storm didn't leave. It grew. The Kael'tari ships moved closer to study it. Their sensors still showed no life, no weapons, nothing real. But their systems began to glitch. Lights flickered. Alarms screamed for no reason. One ship lost power. Another turned upside down mid-air. No impact, no cause. Inside the mothership, Vurax ordered silence. "This is human trickery," he hissed. "They have no soldiers left." But deep in the ship's archives, an old Earth signal started playing on repeat. "Project Skyborn. Final phase complete. Human cloud interface online." None of the Kael'tari knew what it meant. Back in Earth's last surviving lab, hidden under the Himalayas, Captain Elira Cross gasped awake inside a dark pod. Wires were still connected to her spine. Her voice was weak. Did it work? Above her, the storm began speaking in English. "You are not alone anymore." The sky turned electric. Lightning danced, not random but controlled. It formed shapes, letters, warnings. The Kael'tari watched helplessly as a human figure began forming out of clouds and light. Not a ghost, not a god. Something new. The air around the alien fleet turned heavy. Inside the lead Kael'tari destroyer, cold sweat dripped from a young officer's neck. His hands trembled over the controls. "Commander," he whispered, "something is moving in the sky." Vurax stared at the dark clouds. "They have no ships, no soldiers, only bones beneath rubble." But the sky didn't agree. Lightning cracked across the horizon, but it didn't vanish. It froze in place, carving strange symbols in midair. Some Kael'tari recognized ancient Earth words. Rise, remember, return. Panic spread. Communication signals dropped across the fleet. Navigation systems twisted, sending ships in circles. And then one of the cruisers exploded, without fire. It simply vanished, like it had been erased. Vurax stood frozen. What power is this? Then came the whispers. Dozens of voices, human voices, speaking at once, from every direction. You ended Earth. We became more. Far below, human survivors hiding in ruined tunnels heard the same message. Some wept, some prayed. A new legend was being born, not from machines, not from armies, but from the sky itself. The Kael'tari brought war. But now, war hunted them. Across the burned skies of Earth, their ships began falling, without warning, without fire. One crashed straight into the ocean, spinning wildly. Another simply vanished, swallowed by a cloud that wasn't there a second ago. Vurax watched the chaos unfold from his command ship. "This isn't science," he growled. "It's something else." Then came the message. Not a signal, not a radio call, a direct pulse into every Kael'tari mind. "You didn't kill us, you woke us." One of the alien engineers screamed and tore off his helmet. "It's inside my head," he shouted. His body trembled, and then he collapsed. Outside, the sky twisted again. From lightning and smoke, a giant human shape formed in the clouds. It moved like it was watching and choosing. The Kael'tari called it a ghost. But it wasn't. It was Skyborn, the final project Earth never had time to launch. A living storm, a human mind without a body. And now it was learning how to hunt. Beneath the ruined cities, something was waking up. In old underground bunkers, deep under ash and silence, hidden human survivors stirred. Flickering screens came to life. A voice played in a loop. Calm, powerful and not quite human. Rise, regroup, fight. Captain Elira Cross pulled herself from a stasis pod. Her body was weak, but her eyes were full of fire. Around her, other survivors stood in silence, listening to the message echo through their minds and walls. Skyborn had found them. Above the bunker, drones powered by salvaged alien tech rose into the air, silent, deadly, controlled not by hands, but by the sky. Lightning cracked across the clouds in perfect shapes, human symbols, movement patterns, coordinates. It was communication, and Elira understood it. "It's guiding us," she whispered. Across the world, small groups of survivors began responding. They wore old combat suits fused with Kael'tari metal. They looked human, but with energy glowing beneath their armor. For the first time since Earth fell, humanity moved as one. And above them, Skyborn watched, no longer just defending. Now it was leading. The sky tore open like a wound. Over the mountains of North America, Vurax unleashed the Kael'tari's most forbidden weapon, a gravity bomb meant to collapse cities into dust. He believed it would silence Skyborn forever. Instead, the clouds bent, not away, but inward. A massive surge of energy struck the air, warping it like liquid. Then something stepped out of the storm, not falling, not flying, but existing. A human-shaped figure made of light and thunder. Its eyes glowed like stars. Its voice echoed in every direction. "You tried to erase Earth. I became what you missed." The Kael'tari stared, frozen. This wasn't a weapon. It wasn't a hologram. It was Skyborn, evolved. The final version of the Earth's last defense, now fully formed, part storm, part mind, part memory of every human lost. It hovered above the ground without wings. Wherever it looked, the wind obeyed. Vurax stepped back. It has a body." Skyborn turned to him slowly. "No," it said. "I have a purpose." The world began to change again, but this time on Skyborn's terms. The world struck back, not with armies, but with storms. As Skyborn moved, the weather obeyed. Hurricanes spun only above Kael'tari fleets. Lightning shattered their shields before their weapons could charge. Earth itself seemed to rise in anger, guided by something invisible, something human. Alien ships dropped from the sky like falling stars. From the forests of South America to the deserts of Africa, human survivors emerged, wearing upgraded suits powered by storm energy. Their eyes burned with purpose. They weren't just fighting for survival anymore. They were following Skyborn. Captain Elira Cross led the first wave. Her voice cut through static across all channels. "This is Earth's final breath, and it speaks fire." Drones formed in cloud formations above her, hundreds of them, each one connected directly to Skyborn's living mind. They moved like a swarm, striking with perfect timing. The Kael'tari fired every weapon they had. It didn't matter. Every path they took led them into a trap. Every shadow felt like a human presence. The sky didn't just watch them. It remembered them. And it was taking back the world. Vurax had one move left. Desperate, he activated a forbidden psychic link designed to connect minds across species. His target, Skyborn. He wanted to see the enemy, understand it, break it from within. The moment the link opened, he regretted it. Vurax was pulled into a storm, not of wind, but of thought. He stood in a void filled with voices, human voices, millions of them. Some screamed, some cried, others whispered memories of Earth, of love, of loss. Skyborn appeared before him, shifting, glowing, human-shaped, but far too vast. "You wanted to see me," it said. "Then see all of us." Vurax fell to his knees as waves of emotion struck him. Pain, fear, hope, rage, all from the humans the Kael'tari had killed. Skyborn wasn't one person, it was all of them. "You ended bodies," it said, "but you forgot the minds." Vurax tried to scream, but the storm silenced him. Inside the psychic realm, Skyborn was not a weapon. It was humanity's soul, awake, angry, and unbreakable. The Kael'tari fled, their warships once proud and massive, scattered like insects across the stars. Inside command decks, alien officers screamed over broken signals. No help came, no reinforcements answered. Entire fleets disappeared into storms that shouldn't exist in space. Their empire, built over 100 worlds, began to collapse. Word spread fast: do not go near Earth. Other alien races called it cursed. Others whispered a new name for the planet, the Soulstorm. Back on Earth, Skyborn hovered above the clouds, silent, watching. Human survivors rebuilt slowly. No leaders, no governments, just small communities under a sky that protected them. Skyborn didn't rule. It simply made sure no threat returned. When Kael'tari spies tried to return in secret, their ships vanished. No fire, no noise, just gone. Captain Elira stood on the cliffs of a ruined coastline, looking up. She whispered, "We were never supposed to win." Skyborn's voice answered gently through the wind. "You didn't. You became something else." And far beyond the stars, every empire learned one truth: Earth never dies. It evolves. Years passed. Earth was no longer silent. But it wasn't loud either. It had become something new. Not a battlefield, not a grave, a warning. The clouds still moved with purpose. The sky still glowed faintly at night, even without stars. Children born after the war could feel it. A presence in the wind, like a guardian, that never slept. Skyborn had not vanished. It watched from above. It listened from the storms. It spoke only when needed, and only in the voice of every human who had once screamed for help. Captain Elira Cross grew older, her hair gray, her eyes still sharp. She taught the children what really happened, not a victory, but a transformation. "We didn't just survive," she said. "We became what they feared most, a world that remembers." No alien dared return, but many listened. Some even sent messages, asking for peace, for understanding, for protection, because they had seen what happens when humanity is pushed too far. They had seen the storm form a face. They had seen the sky turn human, and they knew Earth is watching.